fall into a black hole, and for a surprisingly long while you would feel absolutely nothing wrong at all. No wind, no pain, no sense of speed, just the distant stars slowly rearranging themselves all around you. In 2024, NASA finally simulated the entire terrifying plunge on a supercomputer, rendering it second by second. Recreating your imaginary death took the Discover Supercomputer 5 full days and roughly 10 terabytes of raw data. The chosen target was Sagittarius A star, the enormous black hole sitting quietly at our galaxy's very center. It weighs about 4.3 million suns, all crushed into a dark, invisible sphere that nothing can ever escape. This point of no return, the event horizon, stretches an astonishing 44 million kilometers all the way across. Cross that boundary, and no signal, no light, not even a desperate scream can ever climb back out. But here is the genuinely surprising twist. Actually crossing that invisible line might not hurt you one bit. As you fall closer, the black hole isn't really a hole, but a swirling lens of bent starlight. Stars behind it smear into glowing curved arcs, wrapping neatly around a perfectly black circle dead ahead. That brilliant halo is the photon ring, where light itself is trapped, orbiting the abyss in endless circles. Hidden inside that ring are countless flattened copies of the entire universe, stacked together into one thin band. The dark disk ahead keeps swelling larger, swallowing more and more of your field of view every second. Behind you, the whole bright cosmos shrinks down into a single small, impossibly intense ring of light. In NASA's detailed simulation, the falling camera needs roughly 3 full hours just to reach that glowing edge. But time is exactly where black holes stop making sense and turn genuinely, mind-bendingly strange. To anyone watching you from a safe distance, you would somehow never actually appear to arrive there. Gravity this intense literally stretches time itself, slowing your entire fall down to an agonizing, frozen crawl. Your image reddens, dims, and then freezes forever, painted onto the horizon like a slowly fading ghost. They would watch you hang there for all eternity, never once actually seeing you cross the final line. But you would feel none of that because from your seat, time keeps ticking along completely normally. You would sail straight across the event horizon without a single bump, flash, or warning of any kind. There is no wall there, nothing solid to strike, just an invisible one-way boundary of no return. Because a black hole isn't truly a solid object. It is a place where space itself is falling. Outside the horizon, space pours inward slower than light, so a powerful enough rocket could still escape. Right at the horizon, space is falling inward at exactly the full speed of light itself. Deeper inside, space rushes inward faster than light, helplessly dragging absolutely everything straight toward the center. No rocket, no engine, no sudden burst of speed can ever swim back against that raging current. Even a beam of light aimed directly outward would still end up falling deeper and deeper inside. Escape is impossible not because of some force, but because of the fundamental shape of space itself. And there is something even stranger and more unsettling about where you are actually being pulled toward. The singularity isn't a spot somewhere ahead of you in space. It is a moment in your future. Reaching it becomes just as unavoidable as tomorrow inevitably arriving the very instant after today does. Every single direction you could possibly move now points straight toward that one unavoidable final instant. You simply cannot steer away, because the center now lies within your future time, not your space. And exactly how long you survive depends entirely on the sheer size of the black hole itself. Around a small black hole, brutal tidal forces would violently shred you long before the horizon. Your feet get yanked far harder than your head, stretching your whole body dangerously, impossibly thin. Physicists call this spaghettification, a strangely vivid word Stephen Hawking himself helped make wildly famous. The stretching keeps intensifying until it tears apart your cells, then your molecules, then even your atoms. But a supermassive giant like Sagittarius A stays surprisingly gentle right at its outer edge. Its horizon is so unimaginably enormous that you would slip inside completely intact, feeling nothing unusual. In NASA's simulated plunge, the real spaghettification only begins deep inside, extremely close to the center. And from that terrible point onward, the end arrives shockingly, breathtakingly, unbelievably fast. Once you pass the horizon of Sagittarius A star, you have just 12.8 seconds of life remaining. In those final fleeting moments, the tidal forces surge from perfectly gentle to violently, crushingly infinite. You are stretched into a thin stream of glowing particles, falling toward a single point of zero size. And that dazzling cosmic light show you witnessed? No one outside will ever see your end. You simply vanish from the universe, pulled forever into the one place where time itself finally runs out.